Our next station is the 2-minute step test. This is testing our aerobic capacity of our participants in 2 minutes. A couple of important things about this station is to ensure that the participant is lifting their knees up high enough for the count to count during the 2-minute step test. You also only count the leg that's closest to you. So in this case, it's going to be Liv's left leg or the outer leg away from the wall for me to see. And then the third piece is that in order to determine how high the knee needs to go, you can use a meter stick to find what's called in the document and on your body, the iliac crest and the patella. So that's your hip point and your knee. And we want to find the halfway point to ensure that the knee is coming up high enough. So if you see your participants starting to get tired and having their knees lower, you just say knees up. And then if they can't bring their knees up because they're too tired, that's fine. They can keep marching it out, but you don't count those until they get their knees back up. You also instruct them when a minute has passed and they have 30 seconds to go. So those are your cues. And the way that you can use the meter stick is you can have it on the wall, measuring halfway between the patella and the iliac crest, or the kneecap and the hip point. Or you can take the meter stick off the wall and you can ask your participant to face forward, and you can measure from hip to patella, and always ask participants before you touch them if you're going to touch them or just be nearby. And we're finding the halfway point, so taking the measurement and then cutting it in half. For Liv would be a 9-inch step on here, so I would need to have some way to visually see that. And you can move the meter stick with you, you can place the meter stick on the ground, or you can take the meter stick on the wall. With those instructions, let's get started. And knees up. One minute down. Thirty seconds to go. And knees back up. And stop. So the most important things for the 2-minute step test is to remind them when 1 minute has passed, 30 seconds to go, to keep the knee height up with a gentle reminder of knees up, and to ensure that they have a wall for safety, and that they can always break if needed. The next station after the 2-minute step test is to move on to our lower body flexibility test, which is called the chair sit and reach on your protocol. First, you demonstrate for your participant what you're expecting, see if they have any questions, and then let them practice for 2 trials. We also have a handy dandy meter stick that I'll explain how it can help in just a moment. So we'll have you come towards the edge of the chair, plant your feet firmly into the ground, pick whichever leg you think is more flexible in the back of the thigh or the hamstring muscle group area. Toe towards the ceiling, heel on the earth. From here, we want you to lift through your chest and squeeze your shoulder blades together and place your hands one on top of the other. We just call this a dolphin hand pose. You'll inhale and exhale, reach towards your toes, and then come back up. We want them to hold that for 1 second. Some variations we often see with this, even with those instructions, is an inhale and an exhale arching or rounding. So try to avoid this arching of the upper back, or we'll see an inhale and an exhale, but rather we can use the meter stick on the inside of the leg to encourage the participant to glide down towards their toe. So an inhale and an exhale down the meter stick towards your toe. Come back up, take a 30-second break, and try for trial 2. Now we'll show you what that looks like with Liv demonstrating. Which leg would you like to use?
I'll choose my left leg.
Okay, so you also want to invite your participant to come towards the edge of the chair, and then if they're towards the middle or the back, that's going to feel a little strange on the back of the thigh, so we want to have them come forward, toe towards the sky, and you can have your meter stick on the inside of the leg, palms on top of each other, squeeze your shoulder blades together, proud chest, you'll inhale, and as you exhale, you reach towards your toe. So anything at the toe is a 0. Anything before the toe or far closer to the individual is a negative, and anything past the toe is a positive. You can move your meter stick up. You can also move your meter stick to bring the measurement from the fingertip to the toe, or you can use a short ruler if that feels better for you. But either way, it's the amount of inches, not the number listed on your meter stick. So the toe is always 0, in front of the toe is a negative score, and past the toe is a positive score. Take a 30-second break and we'll do it one more time. And bring your left leg back out, heel on the floor, toe towards the ceiling, palms stacked on top of each other, squeeze your shoulder blades together, excellent. Inhale and exhale towards your toe, hold for 1 minute, and release. Record the second trial and move on. Our next station is testing our upper body flexibility, really looking at that shoulder rotation. We will invite our participant to stand at a T, arms out, wrists in line with shoulders. Liv will choose which arm she wants to lift up and rotate around, and that's going to be her left hand. As she inhales, as she exhales, she windmills that hand behind her and then aims to bring her fingertips together. You take your ruler or your meter stick and you measure the space between the 2 middle fingers. In this case, we have a distance of 2.5 inches, and because there's negative space, that's a negative number. Come back out to a T, inhale and exhale, come to a 0. So now the 2 fingertips are together, that would be a 0, and then release, and inhale, exhale, overlap. So when the fingertips overlap, that's a positive score, and we're trying to see the distance of overlap, and that's 1 inch exactly. Inhale and demonstrate one more time with what we will typically see with our participants is a distance closer to this where they're reaching one palm towards the shoulder and the other hand around their back. You measure from middle finger to middle finger and record the distance. You can use a meter stick or a ruler, whatever feels more comfortable for you. The final station is the 8-foot up and go. You'll demonstrate for your participant once, ask if they have any questions, and let them do 2 trials with a 30-second break in between. For our final station, it's the 8-foot up and go. You come into your chair is firmly mounted against the wall behind you. You'll be seated, I'll start the timer, you'll go towards the cone, walk around the cone, and sit back down as quickly and safely as possible. So from the chair, you get up, go 8 feet out around the cone, and come back to the chair, and once you sit back down, that's when I'll stop the timer. When you're ready, begin. And take a break. Ready, begin. completes your functional fitness assessment. The most important part of the 8-foot up and go is that I did not cue Liv as to where her hands needed to be. If she wanted to cross her arms over her chest, she could. She could use her hands as leverage. Whatever your participant chooses to do is fair game in the 8-foot up and go. This is testing their agility and their ability to get out of the chair, around, and back. The most important safety cues are to say to get up as quickly and safely as you can. Some folks will go a little bit faster than others, and that's absolutely okay. They can take whatever speed they want as they interpret quickly and safely. So that concludes the functional fitness assessment that we conduct for our LIFT strength training, aerobic capacity building, and fruit and vegetable consumption program. You complete this at both baseline, so before the program starts, 8 weeks later, or after the program, as well as 6 months later, to see how the program has impacted both short and long-term functional fitness assessments. We have upper body and lower body flexibility and strength, our agility test, as well as our aerobic test and our balance test. So this is a comprehensive way to understand how our program is impacting the functional fitness of the aging adults that we serve. Thanks for watching, and as always, please feel free to reach out if you have any additional questions that we didn't answer during this tutorial. Thank you.